Hey everyone, welcome back to another AMAG Asks. I'm Kyle Gordon, your Executive Vice President of Global Sales Marketing and Commercial Excellence. I am here today, thrilled to be here today with our new Vice President of Business Development for our Global Video Solution Program. So, Mr. Chris Meiter, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks, Kyle. It's great to be here. I'm really excited about being here. It's been 3 weeks now, I think, and it's gone by like in 15 minutes. A lot of great meetings already, a lot of great interaction with a lot of team members, and a lot of interaction with a lot of the security people in the industry, and just looking forward to this great addition to AMAG and building the business in the video sector.
Yeah, so we'll definitely get into that. Obviously, there's a lot that I'm excited to get your thoughts on as it relates to Complete View, as it relates to where we see our video offering playing, where we see the video industry in general going. But for those of you who aren't familiar with you, maybe just a quick intro, Chris, on a little bit about yourself, your background, all of that good stuff.
So I've been in the industry for a few years. I started out with Diebold in the security sector of their business. Back then it was film cameras. From there, I started my own company and I sold that long time ago. And I had the opportunity to go work for, build out a Demco Video and go on board with it, and ultimately got acquired by Honeywell and was at Honeywell for about 13 years. And then transitioned from there to come on board with Salient, and was at Salient for 15 years and built that business from kind of the ground up. Basically, it was kind of like a restart of a older startup, let's put it that way, and had the opportunity to do business directly with all the AMAG team members since 2015, and had some great opportunities, some great relationships within the AMAG / Symmetry Complete View solution, and just saw an opportunity after I chatted with you, Kyle, to kind of grow that business from the AMAG side. And I'm super excited to be here. And I think there's a lot of opportunities with this investment that AMAG's been and Dave's been able to make on our behalf.
So we'll get into the video in a second, but I am interested, since you did say you've been in the space for a few years. Having seen it from the eyes of, or through, I should say, multiple lenses, integrator, manufacturer, access control, intrusion, video, what has been, and I know there's not just one answer for this, so maybe a few thoughts on the things that have been most exciting about the growth of the industry, and maybe just some of the things that have been more noteworthy in your experience of the change that you've seen over, kind of your transition over the years from different companies.
I think one of the things that you're going to see is back, 15, 20 years ago even, people bought video for security. They wanted to catch the bad guy, the bad actors. Those days have changed. The information that they can receive from a camera technology, all the data that they can receive, different analysis based on traffic flows, people coming and going from the facilities, workplace safety, compliance issues are big, being able to make sure that, we had the right things in place, OSHA compliance. I have a lot of customers in different sectors that basically say, we can't run our business anymore without video. It used to be 20 years ago, I had a good friend actually that was in the fire business, and he'd tell me, I'd say, Don, you got it made. Everybody needs fire, right? You can't open the building unless you got fire. And so you're going to get your share of the business because there's so many opportunities. Today, that we've seen that occur with the video products. People have to have their video solutions. It's gotten so mission critical that facilities literally will shut down if the video system is not available to them. So the mission criticalness of that product is really important. But what the other play is the integration across the different sectors. And one of the big plays, obviously, here is the access control platform and being able to literally be able to assess, go in and look at who's been in the building exactly, and by the time, by the card read, and have the video, and literally at a click of a button be able to deliver that. So a lot of people, I know this term gets used a lot, the one pane of glass, the unified solution, but really making it very simple. A security operation director's got a lot of pressure on him every day. He walks into the office, he's got 125 different things he's got to do in that day. And what we're delivering today between the integration of Symmetry Complete View and the access and the visitor management and the identity management, the whole ecosystem, we're delivering a product that gives them the functionality and the capability that literally from a few seconds they can go into an investigation, identify where that situation occurs, and be able to export that information and give it to the people that need it, whether it's HR, police departments, security team, operational efficiency, insurance companies, lawyers, whatever they need with a fraction of a second. Those are the kind of things you have to deliver on. And you need to be able to build and have a solution that people feel confident that it's always going to be operational. And at the end of the day, now the solutions give you that capability that they give you instant response as well. So when an incident's occurring, you have the functionality to be able to grab that information in real time and react on it. And with the functionality that's been built into the technology and the network worthiness of it, its capability to see the video wherever you're at. So you're not chained inside that building anymore. You can have a security operations center across the country monitoring these facilities, and you can have multiple security operations centers that follow the sun and be able to monitor your facilities whatever country you're in. So the technology has really been able to migrate itself. The quality of the video is much better. The costs of the systems are very cost effective and available to the customer and very easy to maintain and manage.
What do you think has changed over the last decade or so that has made the idea of what you just talked about a little bit more of a reality? Because I remember when I was selling on the integration side, an integrated offering, that on the surface, it was awesome. Like everyone bought into it. You had your access control. Your access control could be tied to your video. You could tie those alarms together. So you've got pop-up notifications within your video or within your access. On the brochures and in the demos, it always looked awesome. And then we would go and sort of deploy this entire offering, but I'd come back a year later maybe and find that the customer had maybe never actually deployed the full integration or had undone it. So almost 20 years ago now, when I was doing this, that was much more of something we talked about and a lot less of what I actually saw in reality being deployed. And that certainly seems like it's changed. So is that just the advancement of technology in general, or is that new stakeholders becoming involved? What has sort of led to that adoption of a truly integrated end user experience?
No, you're exactly right, Kyle. When we first started talking about integrations, everybody was hot and heavy and getting these products integrated. Salespeople were demonstrating it. And unfortunately, the products were disparate. They were from different manufacturers. And in a back room where they got them to work, they worked fine. But in the real world, sometimes things didn't work. There was a lot of finger pointing. It's the integrator's fault. It's the end user. It's the manufacturer's fault. And the continuity, because we were doing it with relays and middleware products and things like that, version breakage would happen. I upgraded this part of the access control system, and now the video doesn't work, or vice versa. Being that we've built the new technology on APIs that we're integrated to that are not changing by the day, the core technology gives you the capability that whether I upgrade AMAG or whether I upgrade Symmetry Complete View, I'm not breaking the system. Those APIs inherent in the system. and they're available to make it fairly easy for everybody to add that functionality and expose those features, like some of the analytics that are embedded in the cameras today. Those come inherent in the cameras and literally can be turned on in the Symmetry Complete View software, where they're already in the camera and it's more cost effective where you don't have to add. And then there's technologies that we have, like our higher end analytic packages, that they have literally integrated those solutions right into Symmetry Complete View, so that when I do certain searches, whether it's license plate recognition or appearance search, in some places facial recognition, boom, I have the capability to log into the system right from the desktop client and be able to test that information. The other part of the problem is that you can do most of this technology now right from Symmetry Complete View desktop. And that gives the versatility that you don't have to be an expert on the access control platform. You don't have to be an expert on the analytic package. You can go to one platform, learn that platform, and we've made that platform fairly easy to understand. And we kind of pride ourselves on clicks to completion as one of the things that within 3 or 4 clicks, you can get to the information you need. So people are really starting to see the value of those integration platforms being put into the system and give you the capability to do that.
And you mentioned it at the beginning when you're talking about maybe the different stakeholders you're talking to, but maybe expanding on that a little bit more as you're finding yourself, this week, just like we were talking about earlier, traveling around, you're meeting with more people than you would have been 15 years ago, different roles across different functions. Maybe if you could expand on that a little bit, what you're seeing from organizations in general, who you're seeing, who you're meeting with, how that's changed over the years, and maybe even a glimpse into why these new functions, these new departments, these new roles are becoming a part of the video surveillance and expanded security conversation.
Well, I'll start with one of the transitions in the industry. 20 years ago, it was pretty much unheard of for the manufacturer to walk into an end user and talk to that client. The integrator owned that relationship, the reseller owned that relationship, and you only walked in those doors. You're only allowed to walk in those doors with that participation of that reseller or integrator. Those days have changed, and specifically started to change slowly 15 years ago. There was a lot of pushback and a resistance by the integrators. They still wanted to own their end user. But as things changed and the technology changed, and what happened, technology change is more IT centric than it was past with coax or twisted pair or, shorten 2 wires together. The technology changed. The people that were making the decision changed, right? It's not only the security director, but it's the IT part of the corporation. And now you need someone that can bridge that gap and be able to talk the talk between those individuals and make sure that you're delivering on the actual product and the technology. And you need to probably sometimes bring a system engineer in with you at a higher level. And that all comes from the manufacturer. There's no way the integrator can check all the boxes and make sure that he's making sure that, that customer is going to be happy with the resolution, the storage requirements, the performance out of the product based on frame rates and all those different things. And then making sure that we're checking the boxes on the different integration of different camera technologies, different access control platforms, and things like that. So that's been a major change. And over time, the integrators have gotten to the point where, for the most part, most resellers understand that's the new world we're in, right? Yesterday I was on a meeting and I was there directly with the, with the end user. Okay. And I booked the meeting through the end user. But now in that time, the integrator did come in. We had some interaction with the integrator, all good. But that's the kind of change that we're seeing in the industry. The other part of this situation is the technology has gotten so complex and the integrators manage different solutions. Mm-hmm. And the problem is that they can't be experts on everything, right? And for us to win, for us to be able to go in and win as AMAG, we have to be able to speak to the value proposition that we bring to the table. We have to be able to sit and listen to what those customer needs, frustrations are, wants, everyday problems and be able to hear things that our solution delivers better than our competitors, and be able to identify that and literally sell that to the end user and say, well, if you install our product, we're going to eliminate this frustration for you.
Well, and also what I've observed too, to that point, is the best resellers that I've seen have really embraced sort of the collaborative conversation, because we can never, as a manufacturer, bring the value that they bring from a service perspective, from an install perspective. There's a lot of expertise that goes into operating both a project and an ongoing maintenance organization, which frankly manufacturers don't have the ability to do. So it is really great to see that evolution, where you're almost always now having kind of a three-way conversation: end user, integrator, and manufacturer, when you're looking at sort of an overall security program. Well, we're going to probably have a bunch of conversations together, and I just can't say how excited we are. I mean, we're just thrilled to have you as a part of the team. I know that our customers feel the same way, as does the entire team. So, welcome, Chris. We're excited for a really big 2025, for all of the expertise that you're going to bring to our video program.
Great. Thanks, Kyle. Great to be here. I love it.